This is one I made for August. And it's got all your characters that are safe to build. And by safe, I mean tier 16, which isn't even here yet, and blue ISO level 3. It's all safe because these are the new characters. These are the recent reworks. Now, I don't think I'm going to make one of these for September, because for September, we're talking about a bunch of, it's probably going to be war offense characters. If that changes, then they might make the list. This is Doom Raid is what we're talking about. I don't care about war. Yeah, you're going to have to build up. You're going to have to build up Weapon X, like my friend here, Run 7. Run 7 says he's taken Weapon X, the Weapon X team to the moon because he likes those characters. Hell, I do too. But the problem with that is I feel like they're going to set you up with all these mutant characters and then release like a valuable mutant team that's going to need all that mutant gear that you will have put into this war counter. And people are just going to stop building heroes for hire. That happens every single time this comes around, is that people just simply stop building it. Like Hydra, Asgardians. People just get, once there's a hard counter, the teams just drop right off. People stop building them, they give up. All right, so I'm not doing one of these for September, but because I'm not doing one of these for September, I decided what I should do is update the Dark Dimension graphic, okay? And I've run some tests on this too. And I have the results of those tests from my account. Thanks for the follow. And quite simply here, this is pretty much, these two things go together. Somebody asked me why Dr. Doom isn't on here. The reason why Dr. Doom isn't on here is because this is assuming you haven't beaten Dark Dimension 4 yet. This is also, who we're kind of planning on taking into Dark Dimension 5 right now, sure. And Dr. Doom would certainly go on here if you have him. So absolutely. But assuming that you don't have him yet, thinking about Dark Dimension 2, 3, and your first run of 4, this is what we're looking at. This global team. Now look, I have evidence that this shit. Are you going to speed run Dark Dimension with this? No, you're not going to speed run Dark Dimension with this. Okay, that's not what we're talking about doing. We're talking about proper resource allocation just to get it done. You're doing Dark Dimension once, twice, and then never again, right? So why do you need to build characters just for Dark Dimension? Here's the tip: you don't. And don't rush into Dark Dimension either. Especially for Dark Dimension 5. I'm telling you right now, there's no good city characters to build. You can do whatever you want. You're an adult. You don't have to listen to me. Using a full Infinity Watch is fantastic in the Cosmic section. Fantastic. Even without Adam Warlock, they're amazing. They one-shot everything. But this team, two-shots everything. It's just as good. Deathpool is fantastic. So Deathpool definitely is the new addition to this. She is amazing. I don't have Cloak and Dagger, but they are city and they are going to be excellent raid characters. So I'm saying they're safe to build. I'll build them eventually. I'll test them on the city nodes when I finally get them to tier 15, 6 months from now or whatever. And I'm sure that they will be fine. Will they be as good as like a full tier 15 heroes for hire? I have no idea. Will there be other new warrior characters that will join them? Who knows? But eventually you are going to need them for the Doom raid. I do feel that Doom 2, even though right now you don't need them for Doom 1.1, I do believe you will need to have them for the Doom raid 2. The legendary characters here haven't changed. They're the same. You only need 4, so only take 4. I have a little more stock in Maw now because he works so well on the Doom 1.1, but he's going to drop off as soon as the Doom 2 comes in. All right, let's go ahead and let me show you some of the results of Dark Dimension. I used to play Dark Dimension, but look, nobody wants to see anyone play Dark Dimension. It is actually the most boring thing on the planet to watch someone play Dark Dimension. I think there's some other people that do that anyways. If I ever have anything really cool to show in Dark Dimension, maybe I will. But right now, look, we got a whole other set and everything for Dark Dimension, so let's go there. Let's go. All right, Mr. Hartgrave in the Dark Dimension set now. Look at that, isn't that fancy? All right, this is actually Dark Dimension 1, and what I wanted to show you here is that you can literally take like almost anything new into Dark Dimension 1, and you can use like two-man teams and one-shot these nodes. Like Dark Dimension 1 is not a thing to worry about. I don't know if anybody's worried about that, but I just kind of found that fascinating that you could take these like really weak teams into Dark Dimension 1 and just one-shot out the nodes. So that's kind of fascinating to me. You can see here, this is, I was trying to speed run. I was trying to see how fast it could go. So I was trying some different team variations. All right, let's get into Dark Dimension 2. So this is where I start testing some of the teams that I'm recommending. I'm putting this into practice. So this is the Secret Avengers team. This is, of course, Dark Dimension 2, where we're able to use legendary characters. So I can use like the full Secret Avengers team. And of course, that's one-shotting all the nodes. Now, when these are all going to become farmable, I don't know. If you were around to get them, though, this is definitely a fantastic team to take into Dark Dimension. And you don't need Nick Fury to do it. Nick Fury isn't essential to this team. You can throw a Gamora in there or a Nebula or whatever you want. If you have this core, or even just the Kestrel is going to be the harder one to get now. You would have had to have been there for that. I think more people probably have Sam Cap than have Kestrel. But that's going to be tricky here. So I tried a different, more current team. More farmable. So this is like a cosmic team here. Now, Silver Surfer, he's going to be a little tricky to get. However, just Deathpool, the Dad Bros, and Nebula without Surfer, probably extremely viable. Now, I did test a true beginner team, I do believe, up here. And this is fantastic. So this is kind of more what I recommend for beginners. People just going into Dark Dimension 2 is your Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Gamora, Nebula, Deathpool. If you were here to get Deathpool, I would invest in her. She's fantastic. It's a very good Dark Dimension team. Very good characters in general. As a beginner, and Shang-Chi falls into this now, Heroes for Hire is a very good beginner's team now. Yeah, it's a war defense team. They do a few things, though. They're useful on Gamma. And now they're also useful in raids and in Dark Dimension. So they'll do a lot of things for you. And it's not like the worst thing to take them up and have a decent war defense team. I don't put a lot of stock in trying hard for war, but there are worse things you can do there. Okay, now going in Dark Dimension 3. Now, Dark Dimension 3 is a pain in the ass. I'm going to start getting up here into the global nodes. Okay. Yeah, here's where I start testing Ultron. And Ultron is working very well with Secret Avengers, as you can see here. So we still have Fury in here because we can use legendaries. Once again, if you don't have them, I don't think you need them. I think you could run. And it's doing it in 2 attacks. And Ultron was doing a lot. He was staying alive the whole time. Very good character for this. So I would say he's a very strong choice to bring into Dark Dimension. On the second global node, they were able to do it in 2 attacks. Now, the final global node, it did take 9 attacks. All right, you're not speed running this, but it's going to get you through. Incremental damage, it'll get there, it'll get done. I mean, literally, I think it's going to be hard to find a team that doesn't work in Dark Dimension. Then when we're going into Cosmic, I started testing out Deathpool. This is insane. This team is nuts. And if you can remember Dark Dimension 3 on Cosmic, it was a pain from what I remember. And this is much better than my experience with it the first time around, putting one-shots on things. And even here on the boss, it's going to be 2 attacks on this node. I think we still have a few more Cosmic nodes to go. Okay. Yeah, we got the hardest one still coming, but I think it's going to do well on that. Now, a better show of that team is on Dark Dimension 4. And I believe I've gone through here before and I've shown you that, yeah, this team right here, this is the hardest non-legendary global node. This is really the proof of that team. Yeah, there you go. So as you can see here, this is using this kind of mixed up team that you'll see up there in the global with Ultron, Sharon Carter, Beast, Maria Hill, and Sam. And we took out the hardest global node here in just 6 shots. So yeah, you're not speeding through it or anything, but you're not really struggling that hard either. And this is something where you used to lean on having Phoenix. This has no Phoenix on it. Does just fine. Ultron did plenty of work on this. Very good character for Dark Dimension. Very good character for the game. I will not stand for any shit talk on Ultron around here. He's very good. All right, so here's the new Cosmic team that I'm recommending. And I had to adjust this because you know what? You know who's better than Shatterstar? Shatterstar is not even on my list of things that are safe to build anymore. You have to build him for Adam Warlock if you ever want to get 7 stars on him. But I don't feel he's as safe as Bishop. And this was actually better. This felt a lot better. Having a tank as good as Bishop on the team is really, really helpful. And this team's fantastic. So if you can take this in to the Cosmic section of Dark Dimension 4, if you haven't done it yet, this team's fantastic, totally worth it. Here is the boss. Now, I remember the Cosmic boss taking me like 16 attacks back with like more optimal characters, honestly, than this. And now we're gonna take this out in 3 attacks. So you can trust me. I'm Mr. Hargrave. Gravediggers, let me know who you are down in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and keep digging.